Karen, how are you?
Hi, Susan. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for agreeing to this interview of Chrysalis Moments. I really appreciate it. I can see that you own one of my You Can Fly butterfly pendants.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to talk a little bit about why you own that particular pendant and a little about a story of transformation, because my pendants are a symbol of butterfly wings. That's the shape of each pendant. One of a kind, no two are repeated, and they're representing the transformation of women, how far women have come in their life and all the wonderful things that are to come in life. So if you could speak to your pendant and your choice, and maybe a small story about your transformation in life and what this pendant means to you in remembering that story.
Well, when you first introduced me to your pendants, I really enjoyed the story behind how you came to the butterfly and about the chrysalids and the transformation, what butterflies stand for, transformation. And with regards to selecting this little beauty, I was really drawn to the colors that were inside of it and the shape of it, and I just thought it was a truly stunning, beautiful piece. We talked about my chrysalid moment. I think through life we've had a few. One of the ones that was truly life-changing for me and altered the course of my life forever was as a young woman, I did not possess any self-confidence of any level, and I had been through a number of pretty abusive relationships, and my first marriage, not surprisingly, was one where there was a lot of domestic violence. I was physically and verbally assaulted on a daily basis. So it was a pretty rough go. We were together for about 6 years, and at the nearer to the end of our marriage, we had a beautiful young son. What happened though is, after a particularly bad domestic violence situation, my husband then turned on my son verbally, and the mama bear came out of hibernation and went full on into protecting her cub, and just went, I am not going to subject my son to this kind of family environment. So I fled. I found myself across the country to get away. And I immediately, when I left from Halifax and came to Vancouver Island. When I came to Vancouver Island, my first stop was to see a lawyer, because basically I abducted my child out of the province and I didn't want to get into any trouble, and I wanted to be very transparent about where I was and why. So I saw a lawyer, and the lawyer gave me this beautiful words of wisdom, and she said, Karen, you need to be number one, because if you don't treat yourself as number one, you're not going to be any good to anybody else. And so that was really good, and that held true for me, and I really got that. Then I went on to a Haven House to get some support, and then they referred me to this wonderful, beautiful woman who was a counselor. And after sitting down with me for about an hour, and I gave her my story and why I'd left the marriage and all of that, she said to me, Karen, you are so strong. That was life-changing for me, because I never had any self-confidence. Nobody would ever have called me strong, and I believed her. I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I went, yes, I'm this strong woman. And from that, I've always been a strong woman, and I am so thankful. I wish I knew who she was, because I'd love to thank her today, because she's been a tremendous part of my journey. But to be given my strength, to find my strength, to have my strength back, is just a true chrysalid moment that has led me down that was 25 years ago. And so I have led my life with my personal power going forward. So that's my story.
That's a wonderful story of transformation. And I just wanted to let everyone know that your pendant is called Chrysalis Moment, and that we named that one together, which is very special. And your story is very special, and I thank you for your honesty and your vulnerability and the inspiration that you are to other women. And one last question, as you wear your pendant from time to time, when you wear it and you touch it and you put it on, does it have a particular meaning for you, or how does your pendant play a part in your life now?
Well, I've worked very hard at not playing with this since we've been chatting, because the warmth of it, I love the feel of it, I love the power of it, I love the whole feel of the pendant is incredible, and it's beautiful, and because of our naming of it, it's my story, and so I can wear it with pride and ownership that this is part of who I am.
Well, your wing, as I call it, my girls, your girl looks fabulous on you, as you do. So thank you for sharing a Chrysalis Moment. It'll be the first of many, and this will always be my very first, very special one.
Well, thank you for asking, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.